Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 8, the season 1 finale of Big Babi's Macchiato. My name is Blair Grajivse, and I'm joined by my friend Mitch. What's up, Mitch?
How's it going, Blair? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm awesome. Finals are over.
Yeah, finally. But how's your day been?
Oh, it's been a rainy day, but a great day. So
Yeah.
A lot of just at-home work, helping out with the parents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, same thing for me. I mean, I'm pretty much done with all my other stuff.
Yeah. You have any favorite finals or not really? Or is this like your favorite?
This is probably the most fun I've had in a long time for school.
Oh, yeah, I bet. So.
Yeah, but how's your time in Whitewater been?
Oh, it's been great. It's kind of hard because I commute from Janesville and I'm at their main campus, so I can't always participate in nightlife. But
Yeah.
I'm in a good community, Warhawk Catholic, so I'm vice president next year.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, but it's just a really tight knit community. Just a lot of amazing opportunities for service, for fun, for just hanging out, doing whatever you really want. Good study space, good food, and yeah, I just love it there. So that's probably the highlight of my college experience.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Any funny events that you've seen on the main campus?
My law professor brought in an inflatable pool floaty of Colonel Sanders that was 6 feet tall. So
Nice.
Yeah, so,
A big pool floaty from a law professor.
yeah, of Colonel Sanders.
Colonel, why?
He got it in the mail once, and we were talking about private property and ownership, and he was like, "Yeah, it's mine now, even though I didn't order it." So,
Did he know who sent it to him or
yeah, KFC.
KFC?
Yeah,
How did that happen?
they just mislabeled the address or something, and but according to law, he now legally owns it. So he just puts a bucket of beer in it, and he'll just have a good time sometimes with it. So.
Oh my God, that is probably the funniest story. I just imagine that conversation when people first see it. It was like, "Oh, how did you get that?"
Yeah.
I just found it in my mailbox.
It was probably the last thing I expected when we had class that day and seeing that pool floaty. But
Wow. Yeah. And in case you're wondering where I know Mitch from, we both went to high school together.
yeah,
Yeah.
good old Craig High School.
Yeah. Wait, we graduated in the same year, right? 22?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's just in that one friend group that we had, there were some people that were in the lower class, so.
Yeah, with European history.
Yeah,
with
AP
Masters.
Euro. That was a funny class.
That was fun. So
Yeah. Although when the second semester of our senior year happened, I got switched to a different hour.
yeah, that's true. I remember that. Were you fifth hour?
Yeah, I think the fifth period. Yeah.
Yeah, we were eighth.
Yeah.
So.
At least in the fifth period, I was with our buddy Matthew.
Okay.
Yeah, Italiano.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in which, you remember that final project where you had to do a modern history slideshow of a country?
Oh, I think so. I don't remember who I did though.
Oh, you can probably guess which one I did.
Probably did Albania.
Yeah, I did Kosovo.
Kosovo. Yeah.
Yeah, in which the funniest part was the day I was presenting, there was a fire drill. So,
Oh shoot.
yeah, I was getting ready to present. Then I just hear, I was like, oh, God dang it, not again.
So yeah, Masterson was a fun teacher.
Oh,
so
I mean, I'll miss
enjoyed
that. I don't know. That was a fun class in general.
Yeah, just in general, yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool guy. Pretty cool guy. Any plans for the summer now that our semester is over?
Yeah, I'm working for the city of Janesville in the Parks Division.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I'll be
How-
mowing lawns.
What do you do specifically there?
So part of my job, I'll probably be on the western end of Janesville, so taking care of pavilions, so cleaning out trash, preparing for events, all that. Mowing the lawns, that's probably the biggest thing. Janesville just has a lot of green space. We are Wisconsin's park place after all. So there's a lot to take care of and maintain. Planting flowers, mulching, weeding, whatever it may be. But yeah, it'll be a fun time outside. And then my brother's in the streets division. So he's doing all the potholes and water ditches and blacktopping and all that. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, from now until mid-July, I'm just going to be working for my dad. But from July until August, I'll actually be back in Kosovo and Albania
Nice.
for, a 5-week vacation. I know.
It's nice.
Yeah. This is the thing about like just bulk mentality. When it comes to spending time in our homelands, we tend to do it if it's like minimum 2 weeks. Ideally it will be more than 2 weeks, but like if we have a vacation and we have like 2 weeks off, we just go back to our homes. Although you get this trend of like the most volcanic trend ever, where somebody emigrates to like Germany, the U.S. or Switzerland, buys the cheapest house, but goes back to the homeland with the most expensive car and suit, just to show off. And pretty much everybody does it. It's like the funniest thing. Like I see more luxury cars in Pristina than I do in Chicago.
Yeah, it's wild.
Although give in mind, like 90% of them, they just rent them.
Yeah, but then again, like American car manufacturers make them to wear down in like 5 years, so you rebuy them again.
Yeah,
but they're not made to like show off. They're kind of just there, so it's, buy our car again and like.
Yeah. Although if you want something to last, you just buy Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Japanese cars aesthetically unappealing, but they last forever.
Oh yeah, totally.
I know it's crazy how much they last. That and German cars, but that's only if they're made in Germany.
Yeah, until who was it? Was it BMW who like falsified their emissions reports?
No, Volkswagen.
That was Volkswagen.
Yeah, it was Volkswagen. Yeah, a little bit of a scandalous there moment for them.
A little scandalous. Their stock kind of took a hit after that. But
yeah, I mean, like there was this one prankster who somehow snuck into the vent, dressed up as a mechanic. It was like, "Excuse me, I have to put the cheat box inside." Because apparently the way they did it was there was a cheat box that when it found out that there was an emissions test being put on it, it would change some of the car's internal settings to make it pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how
manipulative.
Yeah, a little bit manipulated from a good old Volkswagen. Yeah, but speaking about traveling, have you ever been anywhere outside of Janesville or Wisconsin at all?
Yeah, probably the furthest out I've been is Germany. I went, I don't know, like 2-3 years ago. It was like the year after our senior year of high school.
Oh.
I went to like Germany, Switzerland, Austria,
Nice.
and France with Mr. Elson.
Ah.
So yeah, that was a blast. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I've been to Canada. I went to New Mexico for backpacking once. That was hard but fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I've also been to like Utah area, but
Yeah, I mean, I tend to travel, for obvious reasons. I go international a lot more often, mainly staying in the Kosovo, Albania, and North Macedonia areas. I've also, visited my cousins in Germany one time, and other than that, the only other place I've been is Missouri and New York City.
okay.
Yeah, which, when I went to New York City, I had a bit of a travel nightmare.
Oh yeah.
So this is how it went. Sunday was supposed to be my date of departure. I was there with my brother and sister-in-law and two of my cousins. And with my brother and sister-in-law, we were all supposed to fly back to Chicago same day. However, United canceled us. Then they rebooked us. So I was like, okay, sweet. So they rebooked us for the next day, in which we spend that night going to this one bar and grill, which conveniently enough, our waiter was another Albanian.
Oh nice.
And because of that, our drinks were free.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I love free drinks.
I know, right? I had a couple. I think I had a Moscow Mule or 2 beers. I'm not.
Okay.
I think that was what I had to drink, which was pretty sick.
Yeah. You a big vodka guy or?
I mean, I tend to prefer mixed drinks over beers.
Okay.
Just because for me, it doesn't give me like the big gut that like a beer would do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Although I tend to stay away from whiskey, I'm not a big whiskey guy.
Yeah, I get that. I like rum. Not too much outside of that. Champagne's not bad, but
Yeah.
I'm not a big like Everclear guy or something.
No. Let's stay away from that. But yeah. But for me, vodka or brandy.
Okay, yeah. Ooh, brandy's pretty good.
Yeah. So anyway, the Monday that we were supposed to leave, we went to Newark Airport, checked in, went through security. We made it to our gate. First they say it was delayed. Oh, great. Oh, well, I might as well grab a bite in the airport. So I decided to get, although it may sound suspicious, it was actually a pretty good pizza at the airport. Obviously, being close to New York, you have to have good pizza.
Of course.
So I ate the pizza, and I was calling our friend Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Richardson. And he was talking to me about a travel nightmare he had when he was going to Morocco from Spain. He was flying Ryanair. The exact moment he was telling me this, I hear over the intercom, the United flight to Chicago has been canceled. Well, technically, technically the way that it did was we were to stop at Pennsylvania, then go to O'Hare.
Mm-hmm.
But that first flight got canceled.
Okay.
I was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
So after me, and my bro and sister-in-law, we decided to rent a car and just ball it. We just ball it to Chicago.
Yeah, might as well, right? Like, there's not much you can do when
Yeah,
it's
and
canceled.
as I was leaving the airport, I looked at the screen. Half of the flights were canceled.
That's crazy.
Yikes.
Was there like a big snowstorm or something going on?
Rain.
Rain.
Yeah, there was some quite heavy rain, but the BS part was our cousins that live in Florida, their flight didn't get canceled. Yet again, they flew JetBlue and we flew United, so...
Each airline has its pros
Yeah.
and cons.
Yeah, especially with United and Boeing.
They're kind of deep.
I heard
in the
today they
water
had
right now.
another incident.
Did another whistleblower die?
No.
okay.
Another flight incident. Yeah, I just saw this earlier today. A Boeing plane skids off the runway at an airport in Senegal, injuring 10.
Ugh.
Oopsies, yeah. Supposedly, the numbers are exact, but it did skid off the runway.
I have no idea what they're doing over at Bauer,
Yeah.
but like they need to figure it out.
Yeah, they got to figure it out, yeah. It was at Senegal's Blaise Diagne International Airport. Yeah, Air Senegal flight HC301 overran the runway. Yeah, the aircraft was carrying 78 people, including 2 pilots and 4 cabin crew.
Dang.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. ABC is saying 11 people. Oh, 4 are in life-threatening. Yikes, yeah. Yeah, airport closed for several hours. Yeah, that doesn't look good for Boeing.
They're probably not going to be doing so good in the news the next few days.
Yeah,
Probably not.
especially. I mean, this whole time has been catastrophic for them.
Yeah.
And the worst part is because I'm flying again this year, I looked at my flight itinerary. I'm flying Swiss, Edelweiss, and Austrian because
Okay.
that's how my booking was arranged. That was the cheapest ticket I could.
Yeah. Lufthansa. Yep.
Yeah, I bought it from Lufthansa, but it's operated by Swiss and Austrian and another airline called Edelweiss.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm looking at it. I was like, okay, looked at my booking, and they gave me my full booking details. I was like, all right, sweet, So I looked at it, if this website could load. And so, my first flight, my first stopover, my main stopover is in Switzerland, in Zurich.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at the flight itinerary details because, I like to plan ahead, even though I
totally.
depart in like in 2 months. So I looked at it, plane type, Boeing 777. Ooh,
That'll be fun.
yeah. And my
quick
return,
landing.
yeah. At least a second flight from Zurich to Pristina is on an Airbus, so at least I can
Yeah.
be safe. But my return flight, Vienna to Chicago, Boeing 787.
Yeah.
Wish me luck.
we will. You'll certainly need it. Holy cow.
Yeah, but I actually tend to enjoy flying quite a lot. I mean,
I do too. I enjoy it. Like I think my favorite airline I was ever on was Austrian Air because they were just really roomy. Like they took out,
Austrian.
yeah, they took out like 3 rows of seats and then like dispersed the rest a little more, so you had a
Oh.
few extra inches of leg room.
Really? Wait. Was this on economy?
Yeah, it was economy.
All right. Well, at least my return flight, because I'm flying back with them.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I
Yeah.
had them coming back from Europe, so it was pretty nice. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Because before I used to fly Turkish, but this year they've gotten really expensive for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, if the cash is expensive, let me try booking with miles. Moment I went to look up, it turns out that they increased their price with miles as well.
Oh, okay.
Nearly doubled, which sucked because I had this plane where I would have almost flown business class,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
which would have been nice because the total ticket with the business class miles, it would be like 90,000 miles, which I would have already made if they didn't even increase.
Yeah.
Which sucked, but yeah. And it sucks because, like, the previous years, it was the same. Only this year, the year that I had to go.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, whatever. So I was like, because even with the cheapest ticket, because, like, Turkish Airlines, they actually have a student discount
Oh, okay.
of, like, I think it's like 10% off international flights.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and
That's
20.
really good.
I know, and 20% off domestic Turkish flights.
Wow. Yeah.
Plus,
Definitely.
plus, like, extra mileage, earnings, a free ticket change. I was like, that's nice. Because I already had that student status. I was like, okay, let's look at the price of a student ticket. The cheapest one that I found was $1,600. However, when I looked at Lufthansa, they were offering $1,300 tickets. The only difference is with Turkish, you get a second check bag included.
Okay.
But even with paying the extra for the extra baggage, it was still cheaper than Turkish.
Yeah. It's like, why would you at that point?
Yeah, and plus, the flight segments are more manageable. Instead of flying all the way to Istanbul, I could just stop in Switzerland or Austria. I was like, okay, I might as well try them out.
Yeah, totally, right?
Yeah, because the last time I flew Turkish, I had a bit of a baggage issue.
Oh, okay. They lose it on you, or
I didn't get it until 2 weeks after I landed in Kosovo.
yeesh?
I think it was like 10 days.
Oh.
Which sucked because I actually wanted to fly Turkish again just so I could use the miles. Because although they're still valid, they expire next year.
Yeah.
So I got to think of another trip where I can use them before they expire. Which thankfully, at least with Turkish, you could use them on United flights. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can use their miles on other airlines, which is good.
Yeah. It's good that you can use them other places, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Hopefully Turkish cleans their act up and you can get a
Yeah, I mean,
reasonable price or
especially like,
something.
I think like one of the reasons why they increased the prices is because the Turkish economy isn't doing so good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like Turkey has been going through a lot of inflation lately.
Yeah. Okay.
It's terrible. And I've seen it myself. 2018, a bottle of water from a vending machine at Istanbul airport was 3 Turkish lira for a bottle of water.
Okay.
I was like, hey, that's not a bad price. No, that's like, over 60 cents. Water now, if I can recall, it was 50 lira.
That's crazy.
I know it is.
Like,
It is
what was
terrible.
the one in Venezuela? It was like
Oh,
a piece of bread, like a loaf of bread.
can you pay with a stack of?
Yeah, it cost the same as like a sports car did like before the inflation. It's like a crazy, like Venezuela was really hit with hyperinflation.
I know, right? Yeah.
I think they're still probably suffering.
No, they're still
from
going through it.
it. Yep.
Yeah, like at this point, everybody's just using dollars there. Yeah,
Yeah, might as well.
yeah, but it kind of sucks, It's stuff. And it isn't just them. I mean, pretty recently, like I did a paper for my world politics class. The same thing going on in Lebanon.
Oh, okay.
Their currency is pretty much finished. Yeah, like the Lebanese pound is like. Let me see if I can find like what's the exchange rate. Like the current black market rate, because that's the one everybody uses. Nobody's using the official right now. Okay, so they're saying it's like 80,000 pounds to $1, and their highest banknote is 100,000.
Yeah, that's a little different. Just a smidge.
Yeah, but still pretty concerning.
It's just a little off.
Yeah.
It's not exactly 1-to-1.
Yeah, but that is concerning in general.
Yeah.
Once again, like Venezuela, everybody's just starting using dollars, cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just makes you nervous, like what's going to happen if the American dollar ever goes through that, like hyperinflation.
Yeah, that's concerning because we are dealing with some sort of inflation here right now.
Yeah, but nothing compared to like Lebanon or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, many places around the world they're having inflation troubles. Yeah, which, yeah. I mean, we've seen a lot of the price increases here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, like, yeah, like from 2020 to 2022, inflation went from 1.9 to 8.8%. Yikes.
Yikes.
Yeah, that is not good. I mean, because, like, because going to Kosovo a lot, I tend to use a lot of euros because that's the official currency.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a period of time where the dollar, for the first time in my life, the dollar was actually worth more than a euro.
It's called soccer now. It's no longer football.
Yeah, but now the euro is stronger than the dollar now.
Okay, it's back to football.
Yeah, 1 euro is equivalent to $1.07.
Yeah.
According to XC, which,
it's pretty similar.
Traveling a lot, I have to look at the currency exchange a lot,
Mm-hmm.
because although I take my money out of the ATM nowadays, because I have a card that works with it without any fees.
Mm-hmm.
Back then when I was doing exchange in cash, I was really making sure I got every single penny's worth of it.
Yeah, because they'll charge you their fees or like exchange rates and all.
Yeah, normally I ask my uncle to do it because he knows a guy,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
which is always a good nice situation.
Yeah, it's convenient.
Yeah, because although Kosovo, it isn't as expensive as Western Europe,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen price changes.
Yeah.
A can of Coke or a bottle of Coke is 5 cents more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm just gonna. In fact, there's this one place in Kosovo that I always like to get food from, which I'm just gonna check what's their prices now. I hope it's the same.
If it's raised, you might have to plan a boycott or a strike outside.
Nah.
When you go there.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at this. Please let it be the same. Okay, it's the same. All right. Prices are still the same in Kosovo. So it's it says to be a problem when you try to buy like more high end stuff like electronics.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard in Turkey like an iPhone here like brand new is like $1,000.
Yeah.
Turkey, it's doubled.
I would go with the flip phone at that point.
Yeah, you have this thing where a lot of people would just travel to the U.S. just to buy stuff to take back.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper.
Yeah, I've seen people like they pack an empty suitcase and then they just fill it and then they go back home.
Yeah, iPhone price in Turkey, yeah. Yeah, iPhone 14, it starts at $1,700.
Yeah, I don't have the pocket.
Yeah,
for that.
Twice as much as you will pay here in the States.
My pockets aren't that deep.
Yeah, it's crazy, it's hard for people to get a grasp of it, especially when don't really travel that much. I tend to travel a lot, just to see my family and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen how other stuff in the world works. I'll say, U.S. is a little bit. It sticks out.
Mm-hmm.
It tends to stick out because whilst you're in Europe, you notice how a lot of people walk more.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, and the infrastructure is just that much better too.
Yeah,
because it's all walking or group travel like train.
Yeah, or public transit,
trolley or something like that. And where in America we're very car heavy infrastructure.
Yeah,
and that just kind of takes a toll. It takes up so much more space, and it's like in Europe, it's like everything's nice and close because we don't have to have like all these major highways and roads going everywhere. Just have a big road and then like walking or like a trolley or something like that. But that's one thing I like about Europe is just its infrastructure and its architecture, just the way it's designed. America just feels like a lot of unnecessary space being taken up.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot with a lot of the pickup trucks.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get the
That
vibe.
was wild. I was in Germany and like it was so shocking to see like I didn't see like any pickup trucks. Like there was like none.
I know. I've only seen one in Kosovo. One. And the guy who drives it, he actually has a purpose to have it because he's hugging, like farming equipment.
Yeah.
You know, he's carrying a lot of goods in and stuff. So of course he's gonna get a pickup truck, and it's different because the truck bed is actually bigger than the ones here.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have space in the truck beds.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Where here it's just like, oh, I like big car.
Yeah, and it's
And
like,
I'm in high school, and it's like you don't do like a single thing with that truck bed.
yeah, you know, it's like you're an accountant. Why do you need this big old truck?
Yeah, you don't. You're not whisking away taxing papers to your home in that.
Yeah, you know, if you want to use a car to ride off, you know, buy actually like a good decent car like a Mercedes or a BMW or a Lexus or
Yeah.
Cadillac or something.
Yeah, get something with like mileage or something. To
Yeah.
suit your needs.
You know, if you want something that has good mileage, get a Lexus because those are made by Toyota.
Yeah,
You know, it's like, why do you need this big old Ford 250?
yeah. To,
It-
to just drive 1 mile down the road.
Yeah, it
you
doesn't make
know?
any sense. I mean,
It's totally.
I mean,
makes
and one
sense.
thing I like about like European streets is like the cobblestone pattern.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
I like, yeah, you know, because, you know, European cities are older than the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
You know, many of them, like, you know, Vienna, London,
Yeah,
Barcelona,
all these old
Madrid,
districts.
you know, Rome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I just like walking through those types of streets, especially in Kosovo, in this city called Prizren, which is in the south of Kosovo.
Okay.
It's one of the prettiest places I've been to. It is beautiful. Like, it has its own version of a river walk, but you're closer to the river. It isn't like in Chicago.
Yeah.
We have this like big dome, this big old fence.
Mm-hmm.
No, in fact, I'm just gonna show you a picture of it, because right next to the window with river, you see a bunch of cafes and restaurants.
Oh, I do like the outdoor setting of Europe too, where it's like everyone just eats outside.
Yeah, look at that.
And hangs. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Look at
It's
that.
breathtaking.
I know, and look at that nice old school bridge.
Yeah,
That nice curviness to it.
it's like America lost something.
Yeah, we sort of something we lost it in the pond.
I mean, like I get it. Like it takes a long time to build beautiful architecture, but like at the same time, like come on, it's standing for centuries.
Yeah.
It makes it just that much better to be in the city. But you know,
Yeah.
we should have like a giant castle in Janesville. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been in several castles before. I mean, I'm trying to find like a more modern picture of like, you know, this area in Pristina where I live.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the pictures are from like the Yugoslav era, where it's like, you know, we got that brutalist architecture.
Yeah, basically America today.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
In certain some areas, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it may seem a little bit dull, but I could tell you, in night, this place is packed.
Oh,
This whole street. In fact, look at it from ground level.
Oh wow.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, just that. It's just that little detail, even from like the orange tone of the lights.
Mm-hmm.
I love that stuff. Like that feeling, that vibe.
Yeah, that ambiance.
You know,
that
because like with
atmosphere.
Pristina, it's like it's one of the few European capitals that doesn't sit on a river.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the other ones do.
Most of them do, yeah, because that's just how they start.
Yeah. Or like, look at this. You know, even without a river, you can look at that pretty stuff.
Yeah.
Look at that little decoration. You know what? I love stuff like this. You know, it's just that little details that I don't see a lot here, especially in, you know, in the Midwest.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah.
I'll give it to some of like Wisconsin's downtowns. Like
Yeah. You know, like Madison's pretty nice.
Madison's nice. Janesville's not too bad for a downtown,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But like Monroe is like a super Swiss like village.
Oh, yeah.
And
Monroe.
they have like the big courthouse in the middle, and it's like a big square around it, just like some places in Europe. And it's like, yep, you can tell where they get the inspiration from.
Yeah.
And like it just makes the city that much better. It's like, yeah, Monroe doesn't have much going for it, but it's like it's a beautiful like downtown area.
Yeah, I haven't really been into the downtown area of Monroe. I've been there like, you know, a few times before.
But yeah, the
Yeah, but-
courthouse is just like cool because it's
Yeah. Yeah, because like, you know, like although Janesville's downtown doesn't look, you know, it looks pretty nice. I just don't find a lot of stuff for me to do, you know, because a lot of it is just pubs and bars.
it is basically just pubs. And
You know,
bars.
it doesn't really attract a lot of the younger audience.
Mhm. It's like
Because, you know, there's just some of us that just don't want to drink, you know, we just want to have a good time. You know, I want to have like a good outdoor restaurant, but in like a downtown
yeah.
type
Like
of stuff.
some place where it's like predominantly outdoor seating or
You know,
something. You know.
You know, because like what a lot of times these cities will do, especially like in Albania, in daytime, you see normal vehicle traffic.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's sunset, the road closes and it becomes a pedestrian only section.
That's actually really smart.
I think we should have that in Janesville just to, boost up, a lot of the local businesses there.
Yeah. It's like, given that most of them are bars, but like there's some stuff. It's like,
Or have it where, in the daytime you're a cafe and at nighttime you're a pub.
yeah.
Because that's what a lot of places, especially in this one place in Pristina called Triangolo on Rugaba, B Street. It's daytime, it's like a cafe, but nighttime, the bar just lives up. And you occasionally get live music.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I like that type of culture.
Yeah. Just be out, be together. And it's like, we're in America, it's kind of just a lot more individuals. Like, you're not at the bar together, you're kind of at the bar and other people are just there.
Yeah,
It's like, it's a perspective thing.
Because this is the thing how it is I know in Kosovo and Albania, in the Albanian war specifically, most people just go out with either their cousins or their friend group.
Yeah.
Because like you've seen this trend of like the passport bro where people go to another country to find a wife.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is you're not finding the type that you're looking for. Some people say they want a conservative woman, but the conservative woman there, they only date based off of recommendations. Mm-hmm. They're not just going to date some random foreign guy.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff is they get, they get set up on a date either by a friend or somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, you met that guy? I think you two should work together.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there isn't that type of pickup culture.
Yeah, which is good. Like,
I actually, prefer that, because like, especially like with a lot of the Albanian diaspora here in the Midwest, I'm still one of the ones who only dates just for marriage. That's it.
That's what you should do, honestly. Like,
I'm not a fan of the pickup culture, because, we've seen this with Craig, some of the other people, in our graduating class, there were more of the pickup types, especially a lot of the ones in the athletics.
Yeah. But, like, pickup is, like, just detrimental to, like, a healthy relationship.
Yeah, it's
because
like,
you're not really valuing the other person's dignity in a way that's, like, yes, I see you as more than just something, like, to make me feel good for, like, a couple weeks or days and then, like, bye, I'm on to the next thing. It's like having that healthy relationship is just so much more important, especially in like you said, like other cultures where it's like hookup culture isn't as big in like maybe like other countries or whatever. And that's good because it's focusing on value. It's focusing on, is this relationship going to be like long term?
Yeah. That's like the stuff that I just look for, I don't like the one night stand because it just doesn't feel right. I want to know you. I want to get to know you. I want to have a good connection.
Yeah. Humans aren't supposed to be like a one and done kind of relationship. Like we're made for a relationship. So it's like,
we're meant to be social creatures.
Yeah.
That's what we are, and that's why, like I don't really tend to, date. I haven't really dated anybody at all,
Mm-hmm.
I tried to, but, to failure.
Yeah.
Many times, whether it's in school or online as such, I just want to something. I'm for the long term.
Yeah.
That's something that I really don't like about the dating culture here. It's all pick up, blah, 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 and that type of stuff.
Yeah. It's like, let's have fun now and just like throw the future out the window. It's like, that's going to set up a lot of issues further on the path.
Yeah. I want to create that. I want to create a bond.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's the point of marriage and dating.
Yeah. That's the whole point of it. That's what I see from dating. I don't see it as like a little fun game. No, I want something long term.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know you. I want to be with you. I want to help you. I want to go down with, fail with you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If we're going up, we're doing it together. If we're failing, we're doing it together.
Exactly.
It's
right.
It's teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I look at my parents. They've been married since like I think at 89.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
like,
they're still together. Despite all the times that my mom has been mad at my dad and vice versa, they're still together.
Yeah, because
because they know they can't live without with each other, you know?
Yeah, and what is it? It's like 50% of like American marriages.
Oh my
like,
God.
end in divorce.
I think
And it's just wild because I feel like what a lot of people don't realize is like love is not a feeling, it's a choice. And it is purposely willing the good of the other person. And that's why we can see marriages where it's like, yeah, you're like upset with each other, but you choose to love each other even if you don't feel loving at that time.
Yeah,
you choose to will the good of the other person.
Yeah, you know, love.
That's what makes a strong marriage.
You know, is where like a lot of people are confusing love with lust.
Exactly.
You know,
it's like, what's in it for me?
You know,
It's
because
like,
you
that's
got
not it.
tough love. You know, it's that angry type of love where you don't want to get angry at them, but you don't want to see them in a bad place.
Yeah. It's like, you're not going to let your kid drink like chemicals and they're going to be like, wow, like, don't you love me? It's like, no, I do love you. And that's why I'm preventing you from doing this.
You know, I don't want to see you hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because like there's a difference between like getting injured and roughhousing. Because, you know, roughhousing is actually pretty good for a child. You know, it teaches them to be tough.
Yeah.
You know, with my nephew, you know, I tend to be, you know, I tend to chase him around. He's like, you know, he sneaks into my room and was like, what are you doing? Ah!
Yeah. Just like tussle around with him a little.
You know, it's like people, you know, who have experienced roughhousing come out stronger.
Yeah. It's like, don't like go out picking fights, but it's like, you want to wrestle your like friend or something, like,
Yeah, you
or
know,
like play a sport, like play football or
rugby or
you know, like something where it's like, yeah, it's just like, it's kind of like that nature of like, you learn like if you get knocked down, you get back up. But
yeah, you know, it's that stuff. You know, I just want to see again. You know, it's like, because like we've seen the result of when it doesn't happen. It's like, especially with our generation, we're pretty much the next generation to have children right now.
yep.
So we have to do something, you know, together. You know, got to correct the mistakes from the past. You know.
Yeah. I feel like I would be such like a bad dad. Not like I'd be like bad, but like I would just like prank my kids a lot. So like it would probably be like, you know, like, hey, like cut that out. But it's like, yeah, at the same time, like it's not like harming them. It's just having some fun with the kids.
Yeah,
you
you know?
know, like being a dad. Like
Yeah.
that's basically what I'd be doing.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, I tend to be, you know, with my nephew, I tend to be the fun uncle, the funny
Exactly.
uncle.
Be the fun one, but also lay down the law when necessary.
Yeah, you know, it's just like with my nephew, you know, like he sees me always trying to do something funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to impress you. Looks up to you.
Yeah, I mean, especially with my nephew, he is really the playful kind, which I just love.
Yeah, that's amazing. Children are great.
I know, and he's learning quick. I mean, it's crazy because when he's around my family, he addresses, you know, like his parents, you know, with the Albanian word.
Oh, nice.
But when he's with like in daycare, he says it in English.
Oh, wow.
Already, he's picking that up and just like, what?
Just code switching.
I know it's honestly amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast like we can learn from a young age,
Mm-hmm.
but also how quick we can easily be, you know, dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Especially-
Like, those first few years of like learning are like super essential because they mold you. So it's
Yeah,
like,
you know.
kids who grow up learning multiple languages, yeah, it's pretty easy for them. Starting it when you're like 20 is a little harder.
Yeah, you know, it's a little bit hard. You know, I tried to learn Italian, but you know, due to various things, I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which the only thing I can remember is how to order a coffee,
Yeah.
which is posso avere un caffè per favore?
Cafe Americano, por favor.
Una espresso macchiato.
I like how it's like, yeah, it's like you order a coffee in like Italy and they give you like a real coffee, not like,
Yeah.
not like American coffee, and you're like, what is this?
I know it's gotten to a point where besides this one cafe in Janesville, I have an espresso machine at home.
Yeah, my parents do that too. They kind of like retired out of like Starbucks. They just make their own now.
Yeah. Yeah, which actually I kind of like enjoying making my own coffee.
Yeah.
It's just the thing with an espresso machine is with the type of coffee I make, I have to take a bunch of extra steps. You know, I have to grind the beans, froth up my milk.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit more hard work, but the coffee is like, oh my God,
It's really
amazing.
good. And it's probably cheaper too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, It's a worthy investment.
Like you could go to the grocery store. I know women's. You could buy like a big bag of Lavazza espresso beans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that milk. It's like, come on, Starbucks would charge you like $8 for that.
I know, right? Yeah, like it's crazy how much coffee shops, especially here, would charge you. Because like when you were in Italy, how much did a coffee cost?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't order coffee. I don't drink it. Probably nowhere near compared to here.
Yeah, because I know in Coastal, like the average price is like €1.
Yeah.
I know places where you could get it for like 50 cents, and they taste amazing.
Yep. I mean, that's just European food in general because it's all like real ingredients.
I know, yeah, it's a lot fresher.
It's not that carcinogenic sugar.
Or processed.
Yeah.
Or sugary.
Yeah. It's like, come on. You don't have to add a tablespoon of sugar to it to make it taste better.
Yeah,
But I digress.
Yeah, some say, oh, it's the efficiency. Is like, we have all this much land. We have so much farmland, yet we don't have the freshest food.
Yeah, and we also like waste a ton of it. But.
Yeah. It's like, what percentage of the land in the U.S. is allocated to farming?
And then it's also a question of like, how much of that do we keep and how much do we export? Because that's another big thing too. Because like we export a lot of like certain vegetables and whatnot. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's where I'm considering thought of like moving abroad just to see if I can maintain it. Because, that's like a dream that I've been having is just living abroad. Living in Europe, mainly the EU countries, maybe Switzerland as well.
Yeah. Schengen area.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm guiding towards more the EU just because, if I could get an EU citizenship, I could live in all the other EU countries.
Yep. You just travel around. Or you could just go off the grid. Own up to no country. Just hunt your own food. Gather.
Just hide out in Tahiti.
Build your own shelter. Just live off the land as best as you can.
Yeah.
Avoid the government.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to go off the grid nowadays, but you can trick it by being on multiple at the same time.
Yeah, you can be Amish.
I can never do that.
Churn your own butter.
I mean, I think you may pull it off. I don't know. It's something about the beard.
With my beard, maybe.
Yeah, if you just have the, all you need is a bowl cut and get rid of your mustache, and you're now Amish.
I've seen an Amish at Whitewater's main campus.
Really?
Yep, I see his buggy go down the street sometimes.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I was like, I didn't know there was a community out here. I know they're out by Platteville.
Platteville is where they're based out of.
Well, they're not based there, but
well, one of them. One of the communities.
There's like a big community out there.
Yeah, because they tend to be all over the U.S.
Yeah,
especially in the eastern side, like Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania Dutch and all that.
Yeah, which I've seen documents, like Amish life, and people who actually left that lifestyle. And although it may seem common, I did hear there's quite a lot of disturbing stuff that can happen.
Yeah,
especially in that closed off community.
Yeah, it's like it depends on like who's running it. Honestly, like it boils down to leadership.
Yeah,
because like there's some like the monastic life for like Catholicism. It's like poverty, chastity, and like obedience are like the three big virtues, and it's like. Yeah, you're basically just living in like a poor man's frat house. But like the people there are like so joyful. Like they're like, yeah, it's great. Like we just like till the land or like we're cleaning the kitchen like all afternoon, but it's great. And it's like, yeah, there's enjoyment to be had in work. There's like a certain calling depending on like who you are. Like not everyone's called to like live like a monastic sheltered life, but like for some people like it's just clicks for them, like that's what they're like created for, that's like what's intrinsic to them. And it's like, yeah, totally. I have a friend who's discerning like monastic life right now, so it's like,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I'm
all you, man. I don't think that's for me, but
yeah, I tend to like, especially like with the topic of religion, I tend to say like, I mean, because like, my belief is this, and this may sound a little bit nationalistic on my end, but people can change their religion a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that isn't going to change is your blood,
Yeah.
your origin story.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, my identity, me being an Albanian, that matters everything to me.
Yeah.
Because if I was to not go back to my homeland, I would rather be dead
Mm-hmm.
than to not see my homeland again.
Yeah, it's ultimately just like searching for like, who am I at my core? Like, what is like the ultimate truth of like life? And like, yeah, like nationalist, like, yeah, like I am, like I was born here. I want to live here. I want to die here. Like, you just think of like like veterans and stuff like that. Like, they believed like in their country.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like I would die for my country. I would lay down my life, or like whatever it is, like for your business, if like you're like an entrepreneur or something like that, for your family, if like that, like whatever it might be.
Yeah, I mean, because for me, being, an Albanian means, a lot because, because like a lot of Albanian history tends to be, unappreciated, even though we contribute a lot to history. I mean, like Mother Teresa was Albanian.
Yeah.
In fact, when the Ottomans first invaded Europe, one of the key places of resistance was from Albania.
Yeah.
George Castrioti, Skanderbeu, he led a 25-year resistance against the Ottomans, actually delayed them. He was nicknamed the Shield of Europe, Champion of Christ by the Pope.
Yeah, I think you were telling me about that.
Yeah, I was telling you, yeah.
You're at main campus.
Yeah,
over lunch.
His resistance was so good that his name, put in fear against the Ottomans. He was the biggest rival to the Sultan.
Yeah.
The only reason why the Ottomans were able to eventually take over was because Skanderbeu died from a malaria.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to live longer, Ottomans would have possibly not even taken over the whole Balkans.
Yeah. It is kind of sad that like when you study like world or like European history, you don't really talk about Eastern Europe as much.
I know.
Like, I get it. Like, yeah, France is like important and like England is important, but like you could at least have like a couple chapters focusing on like Eastern Europe.
I sort of
there's a lot there too.
I sort of wish for the AP era they would have talked about the Albanian resistance against the Ottomans, because it was a big factor.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a historical event.
25-year resistance against the greatest army at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That is legendary. I'm surprised that more people aren't even talking about him.
Yeah,
because some say, even the Ottomans said he was as good, if not better, than Alexander the Great, because his nickname Skanderbeu comes from Turkish Iskender Bey, Lord Alexander. Because the way his story was, he was born in 1405 in the Castile Principality. Now, what the Ottomans did was, when they take over a land, they will allow the nobles to live, but they will take their sons as hostage and turn them into janissaries.
Yeah.
One key event in 1443, the Ottomans sent him to battle against the Hungarians, but he defected back to Albania. And while he was a janissary during the Ottoman times, because he was a good general, they gave him that nickname, Lord Alexander, Iskender Bey, which later became Skanderbeg.
Mm-hmm.
And his resistance, 25 years, is so legendary, you see statues of him all over. In fact, one just got placed up in Kosovo in Jakova.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Because recently, it was the 619th birthday of his.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Just a couple days ago. And still, his resistance is still being talked about.
Yeah.
Especially, when it comes to resisting against the Ottomans. Because after he died, a lot of Albanians moved to Italy. And in that area where they moved to in Italy, they still speak their old dialect of Albanian, which is fascinating. Almost 600 years of living outside, they still speak Albanian, which I just find amazing, which was actually a big important factor because during the Ottoman times, they actually forbid the Albanian language and shut down all Albanian universities and schools.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Persecution.
In fact, one of the oldest European universities used to be in Durrës, in this coastal town, but the Ottomans shut it down.
Mm.
Where I'm looking at stuff. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I miss the Ottoman Empire. I wish the Ottoman Empire still existed." It was like, for you, it would have been good. For me, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Because look what they did to my people.
Yeah.
They were persecuting us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they allowed, other ethnic groups. They allowed Serbian or Greek schools, but not us.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing the Ottoman empires did was they try to erase the Albanian identity by saying your ethnic background was based off your religious beliefs.
Yeah.
So if you were Catholic, you were Latin. If you were Orthodox, you were Greek. And if you were a Muslim, you were Turkish.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that was one of the things that they did that a lot of people, especially, don't want to bring up. Especially, a lot of the sympathizers for the Ottoman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to understand, they were pretty brutal as well. I mean, look what they did to the Armenians. It's stuff, like being not in control of your native land is tough.
Yeah.
In fact, still today, a lot of the Albanian native lands, is still under, another country's control.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, in recent times, efforts are being made better to answer, but still, especially like in southern Serbia,
Mm-hmm.
in the Preševa Valley, there's still troubles.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but despite that, we're still here.
Survival of the fittest, right?
Yeah, I mean,
We're still here.
the amount of praise that a lot of Western historians give to Albanians that tend to go unnoticed is quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because, a lot of empires, especially in the Balkans, came and go, but one people that still survived is Albanians.
It's Albania.
We've been there forever. We still speak our same language.
Yeah,
As ancient as it is, we still speak it.
as you should. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's kind of sad when things like that fade into history. It's like, oh, we lost so much good stuff because things were just overtaken, and then it's like we lose so much, and it's like we'll never be able to recover it.
Yeah.
It's like think of lost languages, lost literature,
I know.
Library of Alexandria, and all that. It's like
Yeah, it's crazy how much stuff, especially, a lot of it's caused by radicalism,
mm-hmm.
you
just tension, turmoil.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because, in seeing, when I was in Albania itself, I endorsed there's still an ancient, Roman era Colosseum there.
Oh wow!
And
Yeah.
I've been inside, and it is wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was the Colosseum. The Colosseum isn't the only Colosseum.
Yeah,
There's one in Verona that was even older.
Yeah.
In Italy. It's okay.
I forgot how old the one in Albania was, but it was the fact that it's still there is amazing.
Mm.
I'm trying to find if I could still have a picture of it. It was such a while ago that no, it wasn't 2016. Yeah, I mean, trying to find that picture of it is a little bit tough, but yeah, I've been there. I think, it was 2018 I went.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, one of the last times I've been in Durs. Yeah, there it is. Not as big as the one in Rome,
Oh wow.
but
yeah.
still of incredible size.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's ancient. Yeah, I mean, look at that stuff.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how much, we tend to look back as past times as a little bit, behind.
Mm-hmm.
But they still knew how to build. In fact, still, we're trying to find a way to recreate Roman concrete
Yeah.
because it's that strong.
Mm-hmm.
We know the ingredients, but we just don't know the actual recipe itself.
Yeah.
Because look how much ancient Roman architecture is still standing.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly amazing. It's time is perspective to one person, but when you notice how certain things overlap, it's just confused. What?
Yeah. It's oh yeah, these two things are actually related, and I did not know that.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Yeah, it's or look at the pyramids in Egypt. They've been in there forever.
Yeah.
How the Romans are that old to us.
Mm-hmm.
The pyramids were that old to the Romans.
Yeah. And it's crazy how they built them too. It's like,
Yeah, it's like they got creative with the tools that they had.
mm-hmm.
You know, they knew how to build that stuff. Cause look how big those blocks were.
Yeah,
Those, you know, I think it was limestone.
or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it wasn't like nearby. Like they had to like move it like
Yeah.
a very far distance.
I know from all the way from one end of the Nile to the other.
Yeah.
In fact, where nowadays in modern Egypt, most people just live around the Nile.
Mm-hmm.
Most of Egypt's land is just empty.
Yeah.
It's all
desert.
around the Nile and the Nile Delta,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be in Cairo or Alexandria. It's the stuff. Although nowadays with modern Egypt, you know, they all speak Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
The ancient Egyptian language, the only way you can hear it is in the Coptic Orthodox Church, I believe.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
they, you know, that's where like what we think of ancient Egypt. That's where you can still hear it spoken.
Mm-hmm.
Which that language is known as Coptic.
Yeah, that's cool.
Although they write nowadays in a modified Greek alphabet.
Yeah, they don't use hieroglyphs
Nope.
anymore.
They don't use hieroglyphs anymore.
Sadly.
Although it was cool the way that that writing system worked.
Mm-hmm. Like with the Rosetta Stone, they're able
Yeah.
to like translate it all.
Yeah, because you know one thing about it is when with the Rosetta Stone, you know Greek, like people knew what ancient Greek
Mm-hmm.
was like because like you know I especially like with influential books like part of the Bible was written in ancient Greek.
Mm-hmm. And like people also knew, was it Latin? Was that the other language on Rosetta?
Latin and with the Old Testament Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like in Judaism, what is the Tanakh is the Christian equivalent to the Old Testament.
Yeah.
You know,
I was thinking like the Rosetta Stone is like Greek, Latin, I think.
no
Was it not
Greek,
Latin?
Egyptian, and I think Phoenician.
Was it Phoenician? Okay. It was something.
I know Greek and you know ancient Egyptian was there.
Yeah. Oh, it probably wasn't Latin. That was way. Yeah.
If it was Latin, it would have been solved right
yeah,
away.
it would have been. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, let's see, Rosetta Stone.
Three
Yeah,
languages on Rosetta Stone. English, French, and
let's see.
hieroglyph.
Yeah, let's see. Trying to find well. Yeah, I'm trying to find out like Rosetta Stone languages. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, it was just an Egyptian and Greek. Oh, there was two forms of Egyptian written.
Okay.
Like
Makes sense.
like a one of them was like a hieroglyphic and the other one was like a shorthand version of it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I'm a little off on my.
Which you want to know what it says on the Rosetta Stone? You're gonna find this funny.
Is it like the Burger King menu or something like that?
Taxes.
Taxes?
It was literally about taxes.
You must pay 20%.
Yeah, it's saying yeah.
Give money now. The earliest form of the IRS.
I know, right? Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. But yeah, it's just funny how like what is this meaning? And it's something as mundane as like business at tax. I was like, really?
Really? But at least it helped us to solve like hieroglyphs.
Yeah,
and
because
all
like
that.
the discovery of that stone actually, you know, helped people figure out what was the hieroglyphs mean,
Mhm.
which is honestly amazing. You know, it's crazy how much like a lot of old time languages still influence today. Than like how many Latin words are in English
Yeah, like all of like the medical field is like surrounded by Latin and,
Or
like,
Greek.
rooted in Latin and Greek, and it's like, yeah, I feel like sign language is something like that should be more important than it is because it's just useful. Like if it's a loud
Yeah.
setting or like you're across the pond.
Yeah,
You can
but
just
most
sign.
people can't really decide on which standard to use because
Exactly. too.
especially with like certain concept that can only be understood in one language
Mhm.
and one culture. Because language can relate a lot to a culture.
Yep.
Especially like certain words. I know like in Albania, like trying to describe it to a non-Albanian can make it difficult.
Yeah. Or just things like Spanish has words for specific events like sobremesa, which is just like the easiest way to like translate is like it's an after dinner like gathering and talk.
Oh,
But it's like they just have like a specific word for it because it's just so deep in like the culture.
yeah.
It's like
like
yeah.
with Albanian, there's this one word called besa, which you could technically translate to be like belief or trust or promise, but in the Albanian world, it's a concept that is like very deeply rooted. It's a type of code of honor, where when you swear something on besa, you're making a promise with your life. Where if you were to break it, everybody will shun you.
Yeah.
That's like the one rule you cannot break. It's like it's a word that is deeply embedded in Albanian culture, which it's been used for many good events. Like one of it was like during the Second World War, that code of honor actually saved a lot of Jewish refugees, where the ones that hit out in Albania didn't get handed over to the Germans.
Nice.
In fact, yeah, Albania was one of the few countries whose Jewish population went up after the Second World War.
Oh wow. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, although a lot of them had to leave right away because the communists took over.
But
yeah, but they still were saved. It's crazy. Especially like looking at a lot of the world's situations. Like, what is gone with us? What happened to the lessons that we all should have learned by the age of 5?
yeah, there's like a really cool poem I really like. It's called "The Gods of the Copybook Headings." And it's like copybook headings are basically like those like practice sheets you'd have to like learn cursive, but it would have like a heading and like you'd write it, and usually it would be something moral, like to work is like yada yada yada, and like you'd copy that. And this poem is basically saying like, yeah, the world thinks we can do without these like proverbs that we've had throughout history, this wisdom that we've learned, and it thinks it can get on without it, but it really can't. And it's just, yeah, it's a really good poem. I'd definitely look it up.
I mean, one iconic Albanian poem is called Ojmoj Shqipni by Pashko Vasa. And what it is, it's a poem during that time, during the Albanian National Awakening. What the Ottomans did to try to suppress us is they try to divide us by religious tensions. Because, Albania is such a religious, tolerant people. And you've got like Roman Catholic, Orthodox, and Muslim. During that time, they try to divide us using religion. And there's this guy named Pashko Vasa. He really didn't like that. And he wrote his poem saying, you're being fooled by these priests and imams trying to trick you. Where one of the most iconic lines of the poem is saying, don't look at the church or mosque. The Albanian's religion is to be Albanian itself.
Yeah.
Although he didn't mean it in the literal sense, in the context of a poem, he pretty much said that as a warning, saying, don't divide us each other by religion when we're all the same blood.
Yeah. It's like we're all human at the end of the day, and it's like you need to treat each other with dignity regardless of what other people think.
Yeah, it's like, and I feel like it's concepts like that people just simply forgotten. We've seen it all over. Especially like with the current geopolitical tensions and how people are reacting to it.
Yep.
It's like I'm not feeling safe, trying to express a rebuttal of that, because a lot of people thinking they're flawed. Where you want to help them out to correct them, but they don't want to do it. You just don't want to hear it. Their minds are in a completely different place, and I'm just like, what is gone with us?
Yeah, it's like you can't really fix what does not want to be fixed. It's like if they're not open to it, it's like it's like you can't really reach them.
It's kind of suck.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like what you can do is you can just love them and show them that like they are human, that you see them, and that like you're not going to like treat them any differently.
Yeah, and people have simply forgotten them. Like people have just gotten so toxic. And it's like, why?
Yeah, or it's like you just like walk down the street and like everyone's just like, oh, I'm gonna pretend to look at my phone. It's like, like you can say hi.
Yeah,
you can like look and like wave. It's like it's not gonna kill you.
Yep. I accidentally just knocked the mic. Yeah, but it's just sad how toxic and just rude people have begun in general.
Yeah, and I got to work on it too.
Yeah.
I fall victim to the same exact thing.
Yeah, I tend to be, stuff, especially like I'm looking at news and some like crazy tension of Bulgars is going on. I was like, really? Why are they doing? Why?
Yeah, like,
You know?
I'm no saint. Hopefully someday.
Yeah.
but not right now.
Yeah, we all of us are guilty of something.
But-
It's like that people that try to portray themselves as a perfectionist. Just admit that you have flaws.
Yeah, but the good thing is like,
Just suck it up.
yeah, it's like, yes, acknowledge you have flaws, but you can also work to like improve, but also recognize like you don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like, try to be better, but like be okay with like not being perfect.
And the same thing can be with countries. Like, look at Germany.
Yeah,
They've committed the worst genocide. One of the worst.
but like they've rebounded. Like
how they rebound.
yeah,
It's
it's like now they're like very much like, if you like even so much as like salute the Nazi sign, like immediate like arrest, imprisonment.
I
Like,
know. It's
like
crazy.
they like recognize like, yeah, what we did was wrong, but like we're taking active measures to like improve.
Proof. You can't change history.
No, but you
It's-
can change the future.
That's what, especially like with the Middle East, like that's where like a lot of the hate that I've seen coming out of it is like
It's holding on to the past.
you're just holding on to that lack of humanity in the past that tears apart people. And it's like, grow up and just move on.
Find a negotiation or something.
Yeah,
No, I'm no genius in that, but
I tend to be more well informed of that, but I still have criticisms of both sides.
yeah, it's
Both
like-
sides have made mistakes in the past, and if you want peace, then you got to grow up about it.
So
But the problem, but you cannot say that, especially
Yeah.
with our generation, because me being like a little bit more public, there's that safety risk where somebody may want to attack me about it. Where
like-
I got to be careful, I got to be strategic about it.
if it's like if neither side can agree, let's just give it to like a third party. Let's say like America.
Yeah,
And we'll drop California and make whatever that is the new 50th state. And then like we'll just run it for you.
Yeah, it's like if both the sides can't agree to like at this point, it just like bring both of them to the negotiation table and give them the hard treatment.
Yeah.
Saying if you're not going to accept this, you can say bye bye to your concept of a state.
Yep. Neither of you can get it otherwise.
Yeah.
Or it's just like you guys are it's like what they do for like electing a new pope. It's like you guys are like stuck in this room until you figure it out.
Yeah, papal elections are like some of the craziest electoral system because
It's like what there's like it's like black smoke is like yes or no. It's
white smoke.
White smoke is yes, and like
White
black
smoke means
is
there's
no.
a new pope. Because I know like with the Vatican elections, like when the cardinals elect, it has to be a 2/3 majority for a person.
We should do that for like like this next presidential
Yeah,
election.
yeah,
we should
'cause,
put the candidates in like the same room, and then we'll just like get a smoke signal about like who wins.
Yeah, I tend to question like the way that we elect the president here because I feel like the electoral college is a bit of a flawed system.
It is.
It doesn't accurately represent.
No, and then you also look at like gerrymandering, and you
And
also
stuff.
look at all the other stuff.
I feel like with the House of Representatives, in my opinion, should be changed to become like a parliament where each elected official represents a county. I feel like
something like
that's a more accurate representation of people.
yeah, because it's like if you look at like election maps by like, county, it's like
It's
it's
ridiculous.
like, oh, this state is like liberal. It's like, yes, because most of the counties are like Republican because that's like where like just most of the rural or like smaller population, and then like you get like the key counties with like the big cities, and like that's
Yeah.
what makes the state swing.
It's
it's
like,
like- Yeah, it's like it's proportionate population wise, which is good, but it's also like you look at a state and you're like, how's that liberal? It's like, oh yeah, those counties.
yeah,
right there.
a lot. Especially like look at Janesville. Like half of Janesville is divided by one district and another. It doesn't make sense because normally you will want to count it as one unit. It's like, oh my god.
Well, I wouldn't want to be in the same unit as Parker High School, but but yeah, unity is important.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. I mean, because like in Coastal, like the way it's done, it's like there's 120 seats, and it's like, I forgot what the electoral representatives, but it's like it's usually based off like your town.
Mm-hmm.
Like one person represents this town and
Yeah.
such. Yeah. Yeah, because like with the president, it's just a direct popular vote.
Mm-hmm.
And for the prime minister, because it's the parliamentary system, it's by which party has the most seats in the House,
Yeah.
in the parliament or the assembly, which in Kosovo, it's Prime Minister Albin Kurti and the Self-Determination Party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're coalition.
Yeah.
Because what they did was they made a coalition with another party and all the ethnic minority parties except Serbian list.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, parliamentary systems, coalitions.
Yay. It's like, yeah,
Got to sacrifice something to get into power.
exactly. It's like our system too is like the president can be Democratic, but like the House can be Republican.
Yeah.
And like they're just like log rolling, like you signed this for me, and like
Yeah.
You're
I feel
marking this,
like
you
two
signed this for
parties
me.
isn't enough.
it isn't.
We need a third party.
I like how it was George Washington was like, don't have like political parties, and then
Hey, we messed that up.
and then we messed that up very shortly after.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like, thanks,
yeah.
GW.
Yeah. What a complete oopsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it's getting interesting because this year is the U.S. presidential election, and next year for me is the Kosovo parliamentary election.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
You're just gonna write yourself in.
at this point, if politics goes out, I'll just write myself on the ballot
Yeah, it's
box
like-
for the U.S. one.
Me for president.
Me, I can run this better than half of you.
Let's see. We are now adding an 8th day to the week, and just make up a bunch of dumb laws, and then be like, okay, it's your issue
Oh,
now.
you should see the London mayoral election. Some guy by the name of Count Binface
Okay.
beat the far right extremist parties in the London mayoral election.
Okay.
Hey, you want to know what's one of his policies? Croissants should not be more expensive than £1.
Hey, I'd vote for him.
Yeah, he was like,
No,
no.
I'd vote for him.
He's like, no more than £1 for a croissant.
I feel like I'd be such a bad like citizen in voting if someone just made like a dumb promise like that. I'd be like, yep, I'd vote for that, and like I wouldn't really care what else you're running for. Because right now it's like I feel a lot of Americans are like, it's not voting for who you like, it's voting for who you
Hate
don't
the least.
hate. Yeah,
It's like, oh my God.
it's like that's not a good way. It's like hopefully like you like a person.
At least in Kosovo, there's a politician that I do like.
Yeah, that's good.
Which I can't wait to vote for him.
As you should.
Yeah, because from what I know, I'm not sure if they're going to change the way of voting from abroad is, but the way it works is the consulate will mail you your ballot, you fill it in, and then you got to pay $100 shipping to mail it back to Kosovo.
That kind of, yeah, that doesn't really help the people who can't afford it get their vote in. But
Yeah, but people have done it.
yeah, I'm sure they do. But it's like,
I wish it will make it where you could just mail it back to the embassy.
yeah, it's like I wonder how many votes they miss because of that. It's like they should just do what like some American companies do. It's like they mail you your ballot with a letter with a stamp on it, and then you just like fill out the ballot, put it in like the envelope they give you, and then just put it in the mail. It's like, yeah, it's so much easier. And then you don't have to worry about like missing votes based off like income.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. We know how other countries do things, and it's like, why can't we just do it?
It's like,
here?
yeah, America gets a lot of things right, but we also get a lot of things wrong.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I do like is the banking, because
Banking's pretty
the
pretty
rewards
fire.
from credit cards. That's the only thing I like, credit card rewards.
Yep, banking's pretty nice. What else does America
Uh,
got? We got the amber waves of grain, purple mountain majesties.
what's that?
It's like, you know the song? It's like,
Nope.
oh, you don't? Okay.
I only listen to
it's like
Albanian music.
It's like an old patriotic American song. It's
Okay.
like, on purple mountain majesties.
I don't know.
Oh,
Albanian patriotic songs goes like, if you belong to the rifle, you're an Albanian.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, half of Americans are automatically Albanian because Second Amendment.
Second Amendment. I own a musket. As is the founding fathers intended.
Even though nowadays you get like, oh, I own a fully automatic AK-47 Kalashnikov rifle with a 75-round drum magazine.
It's like, I own a Nerf gun with thumbtacks in the bullets.
Oh gosh. Whoa.
I've had that happen to me. We put a thumbtack in a Nerf and we were shooting each other with it. I mean, what can you expect? We were in high school.
Which grade was this?
Oh, this was like each year for hockey. Like they did like a freshman initiation. Was
Dang.
like either throwing a dart into you or like shooting you with a Nerf gun with like a thumbtack in it.
All right.
So
Well, that is time for today. This is the last episode of season 1. Thank you for joining in, Mitch.
of course, it was my pleasure. Thank you
And
for inviting
everybody,
me.
stay tuned for season 2. Will be coming up. And have a wonderful day. My name is Bleron Grachuse, and this has been Big Bobby's Macchiato.